This is the story of the time that I got urine stuck in my left testicle. If that word freaks you out, please turn off this video because I say it a few more times. It was in fact a medical phenomenon that the doctor said he had only seen once before, but we will get there, won't we? 8th grade was a pretty crazy year, wasn't it for everybody? But I think for me, I might have taken the cake on that. At the end of the year, I did have a baseball actually break my left cheekbone. At the beginning of the year, I had this other separate, very unrelated phenomenon happen to me. I was in one of those churches where you'd go to Bible camp every now and then, and I was going to this Spring Hill Bible camp on a weekend. The weekend was so exciting that I didn't poop or pee very often on this trip. I remember I don't think I took a number 2 the entire trip, and when I got home, it was nice. It was nice. But as far as peeing goes, I was holding my pee too long, so the doctor now tells me in retrospect. For not only were we having fun playing dodgeball and, hiking and doing other fun church camp activities, there was in fact a zip line. There was a zip line running through the center of the camp, and it was kind of the thing you wanted to do more than anything else in the camp. And I just remember being so excited to go on that zip line. And so I was waiting in that zip line for probably close to 2 or 3 hours. I knew that if I left my spot in that line, I would have to go to the back of the line, and I didn't want that to happen. I get nestled in that harness quite snugly down there. Really, and they're really yanking it on. They're yanking it on there and making sure that zipline harness is tight. I go down the zipline. I go to the bathroom eventually, and you think your day is moving on. The day after I get home from this youth camp, my left testicle specifically started to feel like there was just this really light, constant pressure on it. I just remember thinking, man, I need to graduate from whitey tighties to boxers. I remember having a distinct conversation with my mother. Hey, Mom, I think I might be done with the whitey tighties. Can you maybe buy me some more boxers? The whitey tighties just feel too tight these days. I'm thinking, quite the flex. Nope, it's a medical condition. The week went on. It continued to feel more and more restricted down there, which was crazy because I was starting to wear looser and looser underwear. This one sensation kept recurring throughout my day. I started to feel a growing pressure around the innards of my left testicle. You might be thinking, can boys tell the difference? Think about it for 1 second and you'll be able to tell the difference between the right and the left. It's not that hard. We just don't think about it that often, so we don't ever have to think it's not like there's a muscle down there where we're like, move your right hand, move your left hand. When you feel it, you're like, that's only affecting one of the two. By the end of the week, I turned to the one person in my middle school that I trusted with medical knowledge the most, my health teacher. Now, I don't know what your guys' preconceptions are on health teachers, and I've had some phenomenal health teachers over the course of my life. Looking back, health teachers are not doctors. It worked for me, but I'm just thinking, go to a doctor. Go to a real doctor. Right before health class even started, I walked up to my 8th grade health teacher, Mr. Church. What a wonderful man Mr. Church was. I said, hey, can I talk to you in the hallway about something? He could tell it was something serious. So he's like, yeah, follow me. He's super chill. What a great guy. And he just walks out into the hallway, just being a solid adult presence in a hurting young man's life. What a person. What an amazing role model we all should aspire to be. And I said, hey, Mr. Church, I don't know how to say this, but my left testicle hurts so bad right now. And he goes, oh, okay. Well, we should go to the nurse's office. We talked to her. I don't remember anything of note from that part of the day. She calls my mom. My mom comes going, what? What did the nurse just tell me? And I'm like, yeah, no, you probably heard it right. My left testicle's in quite a lot of pain. At this point in the week, it pretty much felt like somebody was punching me down there. Every step I took. It was not a good feeling. We start going to doctors. We call up my pediatrician first, of course. He refers us to a pediatric urologist. Never in my life have I ever had to go to a pediatric urologist, and all of a sudden, I'm there quite often, which makes it just so crazy to me because those are some uncomfortable scenarios. A doctor, pediatric, meaning kids, urologist, meaning urinary tract, right? I have a buddy of mine who's in med school right now trying to be a urologist. I just don't know of any kid who's like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. The guy who has to detect when urine gets in your testicle. We test for a lot of things because there's obvious ones that it could be, which would be like a really big deal if they happen. Checked if there's a UTI, not a UTI. Already at this point, drinking a lot of cranberry juice. They checked if maybe my testicles had been, twisted, so they want to catch it as soon as possible to untwist them. Otherwise, they might suffocate each other from blood. Man, I need to take a sip of coffee after that sentence. And this is where it gets a little dicey. I'm laying down on a table in a pediatric urologist's office, and I declothe my bottom half. This was an appointment to get my testicles ultrasounded. Now you might be thinking, an ultrasound, isn't that what they use where they put the gel on the mother's tummy? Well, they can use ultrasound for other things. It's not just about babies, as I discovered that day. Him holding my testicles. He squeezes the jelly thing. He takes the sensor, and just like he would affectionately tell a mother that if it is in fact a girl, he's looking at my scrotum, looking at the monitor with this wand, trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this. Let's flash back to the beginning of this story, where I tell you about a zipline harness that was fashioned very tight while I held my pee in too long. It told me that one of the tubes in my body that's supposed to be a one-way valve became, in fact, a two-way valve. Urine shot into there. They told me there's nothing I could do about it. There's no way to get it out. It just will eventually be absorbed into my bloodstream. I did not go to school for like 2 weeks. It was a very painful experience. I was only going to school for testing. We had I-step testing like the week after all this happened, which was the Indiana State standardized testing. And I would just go to school, take the test, go home at like noon, watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, eat some ice cream, have my mom make me some food. What a weird week. And that was the story of the time I got urine stuck in my left testicle. Please do check out my Patreon. It is life-giving when somebody gives me money. It's also money-giving when somebody gives me life. That's not entirely true. I give more videos to people on the Patreon.